Redlands Beer Delivery. Look for crafted beer.
Crafted Beer Store in Redlands is now open for business, and I'm here to deliver.
This is Gary Garver. Are you having trouble getting a good night's sleep? Is it affecting your work and personal life? Well, South Pacific Sleep Lab can help you out. South Pacific Sleep Lab provides a personal sleep study to help you find out how to get a great night of sound sleep. I've been having sleeping issues during the night lately. South Pacific Sleep Lab evaluated me with an overnight study of my sleep pattern. With their professional staff, they were able to provide me with a diagnosis of my sleep pattern, and ever since, I've had no problems getting a great night of sleep. South Pacific Sleep Lab has locations throughout Southern California, and they will also provide transportation to any of their locations at no cost to you. South Pacific Sleep Lab can help you out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just give them a call at 310-999-1887 to schedule your appointment today. That's 310-999-1887. South Pacific Sleep Lab. Start resting easy and sleeping sound today.
You've tuned in to KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Welcome to the 90 Degree Show, the sports center for college marching bands, where we recap the ultimate battles from this weekend. And now, here's our host, the Phantom Podcaster himself, Joe Beard.
All right, good evening and welcome to the 90 Degree Show. Glad to have you guys listening with us. I'm your host, Joe Beard, and happy to be of service to you. We appreciate all those listening through iTunes, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, our website, our blog, or watching us live on KCAA Radio's website, or on Tiki, or wherever you are on the interwebs. If you're driving in your car, listening to 1050 AM, 102.3 and 106.5 FM out here in Southern California. Thanks for listening. At the end of the broadcast, if you decide you like the show, then we appreciate a donation to the network, if you feel so in your heart, of course. Just simply go to themarchingpodcast.com and click on the donate button to help improve the show and help build our scholarship fund. You can also go to themarchingpodcast.com to see a video of this very show and our most recent podcast release. To catch up on our podcast, you can click on the Listen and Follow tab and click on the channel you prefer to listen to the show. And last week we announced we are now on Stitcher, so that's just another place where you can consume our information. But thank you again for listening. Tonight's show is brought to you by Block Band Music and Publishing, SAY Marketing and Promotions, BlockUsUp.com, and Kevin Pete of Remax Patriots Realty. We hope you enjoy the show. Again, giving a shout out to all the people that donated to our cause to help the Marching Podcast get on this great platform. Welcome to the 90 Degree Show. First, let me say hello to my outstanding panel of experts. You guys just have no idea how outstanding you are. And I know we just passed Thanksgiving, but I'm thankful to all of you. And so, like, you know, we have like Christmas stuff coming to you guys, especially after last week's discussion that really kind of opened up our listener viewership, if you will. And everybody say, wow, these are some smart folks. I was like, I know. So let me say hello to everyone. Let me say hello to our, what should we call you tonight? I always got to say a joke when I introduce this person, but I guess I can just say our HBCU national champion representative. Yes, Christy Walker. How you doing in this podcast?
Greetings and Aggie pride. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I'm halfway excited. My grandfather went to A&T, but, you know, I was still kind of rooting on the SWAC, but that's all good. And hello to my soror. What's going on, Miss Bridget Bell, representing with the Christmas tree in the background. What's going on, Bridget Bell? Oh, yeah, we got a little.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Her mic? Is it her mic? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
We gotta check something. We got some sound technical stuff working out
but
here.
She's representing.
Yes, she is. Band Girls Rock. You see it. And Pi Beta Sigma, of course. Oh, right quick, Christy, what shirt are you wearing this evening?
If you got, let me put it up here, but I'm representing my music fraternity, Sigma Alpha Iota International Music Fraternity, where I am a member, and I'm actually president of the Raleigh-Durham Alumni Chapter. And so I thought I'd represent tonight.
That's outstanding. A president. You just doing all type of stuff. And
yeah, too much.
last but not least, the great, the illustrious owner and founder of Block Band Music. You know him very well as Prune Juice on the fifthquarter.com. Rashad Waters, how you doing tonight, sir?
Doing fantastic, man. Fantastic. And Joe, let me just say, man, that our ladies on the panel are looking great tonight. Don't you agree? I mean, Chrissy's got her little red highlights in over there. And Bridget's got a brand new hairstyle going on. They both look like they're heading out to the prom. That's good stuff, boy. That's good stuff. Glad to be here.
Yes, that helps the viewership when you got something nice. They call that eye candy. They call that eye candy in the
eye
the
candy.
show
We got some eye
business.
candy on going on the 90 Degree Show.
I know.
And I'm representing Phi Mu Alpha. I'm a Pi Beta, Hampton University. I'm one of the charter members there, and I'm just very excited for all of us to be repping what we got going on here.
That's outstanding, man. There's actually a Phi Mu Alpha chapter here at the University of Redlands, which is like across the street from where I live. And I think it's the only national fraternity that they allow on that campus. I think all the other fraternities are local. But Phi Mu Alpha is the only one. They said, hey, if we're going to let someone broadcast nationally from our campus, it's going to be Phi Mu Alpha. I heard there's a good music program there as well. So
that's how we do.
Let me check on Bridget. Is Bridget? Did we fix the sound stuff?
Oh no.
I know. I don't know what's happening with that, but I know. But we'll get it together. It might be.
Bridget always represents, so it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So yeah, we might have to like reboot or something to get you back on.
I'll fill in for Bridget. Yeah, it's not gonna do it for me. Nah, it's not gonna.
Yes, cranking is whack. I'll throw it in there.
You know, yeah.
Cranking is whack. I went to Morgan State.
Morgan State is the greatest.
And Mr. Miles, Morgan State.
You guys just hate on people from the north. That's all it is. That's all it is.
He's
No
gonna cuss us out
representation.
when he gets back on.
I know, right? That's what's gonna be funny. But that's all good. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but yeah, we'll get it together. But again, thanks everyone for listening to the 90 Degree Show. We have our intriguing matchup of the night, and we only had one. Is how it is towards this end of the year, and that was the Celebration Bowl, deciding on the HBCU national champion. Celebration Bowl, this is the first bowl game that kicks off the college football bowl season, the new format that they have, and it ends on New Year's Day with the college football playoff. This bowl game decides the champion between the MEAC conference. They picked the champion of the MEAC conference, which this year was North Carolina A&T Agricultural and Technical State University.
Yes.
And the champions of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, the great Grambling State. And we are happy to talk about this band matchup. North Carolina A&T won the football game, so shout out to the MEAC. Yes, Christy was all excited. Had all type of posts on social media.
All type of posts.
I know. So you know she. Oh, look, that little dog up there. The little dog.
Yes, Aggie Pride.
So we're excited for her, and just a little background. They again made this new format. Formerly, they're now FBS. So it's Football Bowl Series, and then FCS, Football Championship Series. It's Division 1A, which is like the major schools, and then the that's FBS, and then FCS is formerly Division I AA, which usually constituted all of your HBCUs. We also have the SEAC and the CIAA, but they are considered to be Division II schools. So now with the major programs, they now have the Celebration Bowl, and that is pitting the national champion because, of course, of the higher population of the schools. They made these changes, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, where they could, kind of erase Eddie Robinson from the history books and say that Bobby Bowden now. They say Bobby Bowden is the most winningest coach. I'm not sure if Joe Paterno is still considered his numbers. The whole fiasco that went down at Penn State with Jerry Sandusky and all that stuff. I don't know if they
I thought Eddie Robinson was second place to Joe Paterno, and then but Joe his record was struck because of the whole drama.
So what they did, they actually changed it, and it's now you see the winningest coach. It's like for FBS. So they say for FBS. Right. I know. So it's like FBS, and that's Bobby Bowden. But I think the coach that has the most wins is Joe Gallinardi, and he is from I can look here, Carroll College. He started his career at Carroll College in Helena, Montana, and now is coaching at St. John's University in Collegeville, Minnesota. And now he's considered, I think he has the most total college wins, even though they are classified as D3. So interesting stuff, and interesting how over the years, especially you throw in integration and all that, how the history books have been manipulated and all that stuff. But we're here to talk about the Celebration Bowl for formerly the D1 AA championship, but now the FCS championship. Just wanted to bring that up. And then I'm wearing my fraternity shirt, the Omega I'm getting too excited. Like,
Here we go. The
I know. I was waiting for Chris to something, but Omega Sci-Fi fraternity is probably the best frat because we do like this. I don't know if anyone else does something as cool as this, and you know what I'm saying. So like super dope stuff. You know what I'm saying?
First of all. The three of us, I know Bridget is in a Pan-Hellenic sorority as well. She's a Delta, but she's also a member of Tau Beta Sigma. Yeah, so she's got her repping her sorority. Yeah. But I just wanted to say that the three of us, minus Joe, we are members of music-related organizations.
Oh.
So since this is a band/music-related show, I just want to make sure that the music-related organizations /band organizations get their shine. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that Omega Psi Phi can never beat Phi Mu Alpha in a step show. It just don't happen. It just don't. I mean, you want me to lie?
I mean, that was great to throw that in there. Is Bridget? How is Bridget doing? Oh man.
Yes, okay.
I know.
Well, Bridget, I can see if I can translate. By phone, I'm dialing. I'm calling in.
Okay. That might be the bomb too, because then we can hear your voice. But also, so just a little side thing: the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is also considered to be a sister organization to Omega Psi Phi. So that's why I say at the beginning, my soror, and she got it up there. You got it up there. Represent. Throwing it up there, and so we always look out to them. They call that Coleman Love. You know what I'm saying? So just throwing it out there for the listeners as we educate folks on who we are.
And let me educate and say that Sigma Alpha Iota and Phi Mu Alpha are brother and sister organizations as well.
Oh.
Yes, thank you very much. Just had to represent. Rashad and I are our siblings.
And we fight like siblings.
Yes. Because Christy is waiting on her band tapes, and we don't know where it are.
Come
so
on.
I know. I know. Just putting that out there. But yes, thank you guys for being here. Love to always talk with you guys every week about what helped us propel ourselves in our education and turning it into productive citizens as we are. And let's go ahead and go to our first commercial break, and we'll come back and talk about the Celebration Bowl, talk about halftime and the fifth quarter. Please call in if you were there or just want to speak your mind at 888 909-1050. I was about to give my work number, but 888-909-1050. I was about to say something. People call my office.
Get it from Bridget can call in. Get her together during the commercial.
Yes. So 888-909-1050. You guys make sure you call in, and we'll go to our break. You're listening to the 90 Degree Show, presented to you by Block Band Music and Publishing, SAY Marketing and Promotions, Kevin Pete of Remax Patriots, and blockusup.com. Thank you very much for listening.
Your host, Joe Beard, and the 90 Degree Show will return in a moment.
Hi, this is Chris Jones, owner and founder and creator of March Aerobics. My website is cj@marchaerobics.com, and you listen to the 90 Degree Show in the Marching Podcast Network. Now get your legs up.
The source for fair and factual information on your favorite college bands, blockusup.com. Well-written articles, in-depth band performance analysis, helpful resources for band directors, fun band-related topics, and exclusive interviews with some of today's brightest and most talented leaders of college marching bands. Visit us at blockusup.com, the meeting place for band fans and band directors.
The Marching Podcast Network is a network of podcasts with a purpose to inspire, educate, and show positive images in our community. Our network produces podcasts about college marching bands, business, health, finances, college preparation, spirituality, instrumentation development, along with one-on-one interviews with strong role models in our community. Looking for a podcast network that educates and inspires to make our world a better place? Then listen to us. Check out our website at themarchingpodcast.com. Tweet us at Marching Podcast, or follow our blog at blog4.themarchingpodcast.com. The Marching Podcast, changing the world through positive interaction.
And now, more of the 90 Degree Show with your host, Joe Beard.
All right, welcome back, and thanks again for our outstanding sponsors that allow us to do great things. I forgot about some people really quick. Hello, Kennedy and Alonso. Hello, guys. Sorry, I forgot about you. Hello, Kenny Alonso, my son and my daughter. And hello to my wife. Hello, Adriana. I bathed Kennedy. So please bathe my son. And, I'll be home in a minute. Yes. So we are here to talk about the Celebration Bowl.
Hey, Joe, I don't think we ever saw Bridget's shirt.
Oh, Bridget. Can we see your shirt? I think she had this on. Yes, Band Girls Rock, Tau Beta Sigma. That is the sister organization, since we point out brothers and sisters, to Kcaa. I'm not Kcaa myself, but I remember they used to hop pretty good at Smith. I think it's Theta Mu. And shout out to Chris Jones. Chris Jones did the last promo, owner of March Aerobics. He is Super Sai, as they call him. And really good memories with my year there at Johnson C. Smith and the Kcaa brothers. It was basically the whole band.
Okay.
Say what now, Chrissy?
I said, oh, so you claiming Smith for once?
Oh, I always claim Smith. I always represent the double IOS, just not talk about band stuff. I got some scars. Shout out to Dudley High School, and I won't tell the story about that one. But yes, double IOS, we always represent with them and always represent Smith. Shout out to Mr. Gray. I feel you, Mr. Gray. I love you, Mr. Gray. Christy, your face is priceless. But yeah, Mr. Gray, that's my boy. Mr. Gray is my boy. All right, so let's get into it. I got my timer on, and Rashad, I will let you go first because it seemed like we always like put you last, and then you always gotta like fill in really, really fast. But you guys want to talk about the fifth or halftime first?
Halftime is fine.
Okay. And the caller, I believe we have Bridget on the phone through the audio representation.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I'm on the. I've been on the phone for a while. I'm on the phone. Hey guys, good evening. I don't know what's going on.
It's all good. It's all good. It's that MEAC stuff. Y'all been partying too much, and you know what I'm saying, we gotta hate on y'all shine a little bit. That's all it is. But yes, Rashad, what do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about halftime or the fifth?
Let's get into the halftime.
Okay, sounds good. So go ahead, Rashad. I will start the timer now. What did you think about halftime?
I enjoyed halftime. I thought it was going to be an interesting matchup coming into it. A&T has been doing well this year. Losing Dr. Jones to Hampton, I knew was going to be a hit to them because he was a great source of their music and some of their drill and just the major part of their program. And with Grambling, we've seen them 3 weeks in a row now, and their overall performance hasn't always been the best, but doggone it if they haven't been doing some awesome dance routines. So I was interested to see how that was going to work out because that's not really A&T's strong suit. A&T generally has a good overall show, but not necessarily. The dance routine is fine, but it's not great versus if you have a great dance routine, sometimes it can steal your crowd, even if you have the better overall show. So I saw Grambling first. I don't have a lot of details here. I have a lot more detailed notes for the fifth quarter. My main issues was their sound. They didn't sound very good at all. You could hear people sticking out, but they didn't really sound any different than they usually do. I'm not trying to throw shade. This is just what it is. But what I will give them props for is their marching. I'm always on Grambling's case as far as their marching is concerned. And for 3 weeks in a row, they've gotten better and better and better. And this week, they actually did a pretty decent job as far as their drill was concerned. I don't know if they've just been continually drilling it or what, but the drill actually looked pretty decent. Now, also, they also seem to go backwards as far as the dancing during the girls was concerned. What in the world? 270? Get out of town. They went backwards. And again, I never said that I was a hater of that, but it seemed like when it came to dancing, when the girls were dancing, they had toned it down. And then now they went like, well, you know what? We're just going to do what we're going to do. We're just going to be Grambling. And so they did that. Here's my only thing with that. I agree with what Bridget says, is that it gets to a point where you can't really tell what you're looking at. Or me personally, I just only look at the band and I forget to look at the girls. Grambling, what would be a great idea if you kind of mixed it up between the two? If you're going to dance while the girls are dancing, then stand still and let the girls do something, and then let them stand still and you guys kind of react to what they're doing. And if you guys were to kind of put that back and forth, I think it would go over well with your crowd. Real quick on the history of that, the Orchesis Dance Squad is technically not a part of the band. They are our own separate organization, and so I think that's kind of where this whole thing has come from. Anyway, let's go on to A&T. Man, good God, A&T sounded good. There was no comparison in the sound between the two. A&T, I mean, from that very first note, when they opened up, it was amazing how well they sounded. I mean, they're not in the same category whatsoever. Marching-wise, however, they have some issues, and the issues come because the way that they march lends itself to those problems sticking out. If you're marching,
1 minute, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. If you're marching, I always forget them, step twos, and the whole band is marching, it's kind of hard to stick out. But if you just have individual squads going different places, it's very easy to then begin to pick out the small issues. So in that, I'll have to give it to Grambling as far as their marching was concerned. Grambling just looked better on the field than they did. Okay, and then it came down to the dance routine. I thought Grambling's dance routine was decent. It wasn't something that blew me away, but Lord, if they don't get hype about that end part, Joe, they love that.
Boy, they go crazy on that, boy.
So, and then A&T's dance routine was pretty decent. So when we're looking at everything, Grambling out-drilled A&T. And so it was kind of hard to say. It wasn't a blowout, but A&T sounded so much better than Grambling that I have to give it to them. Again, it wasn't a blowout, but just from the standpoint of how well they did as far as their sound is concerned, I have to give that victory to A&T.
Okay. Bridget, I will reset the clock for you, and let's test out our audio stuff from the phone. What did you think about halftime?
Yeah, so just, let me just give it overall. I felt like A&T was the better band, the better school of the day. They won the game, and they definitely won the band. I agree with Rashad when I say that their sound is better. It's so funny when I say we could clearly see that distinct MEAC style arranging versus most of that swag style. We saw that, and we could see and hear the difference in the arranging style. So overall, A&T had a nice blend. They had a good balance, great control on the field. Their drill design lent weight to their sound, so we didn't lose their sound. Grambling, how many times have we seen this drill now? So I'm kind of over that step 2 drill with the bass drum in the middle of the diamonds doing nothing. I'm kind of over that. So they've done the same drill 3 weeks, and I'm not seeing improvements. I'm still seeing holes. Their sound is getting worse on the field. I feel like Grambling doesn't get up for anybody but Southern. They definitely didn't get up for A&T. They didn't put their best show on the field. Their dancers were not good. They were not good, and the band kind of closed in on them at one point, like in the middle of their dance feature. The band started closing in on them. I was like, what were they doing? Matter of fact, one of the dancers almost like spun and kicked one of the trumpet players. I was like, oh my goodness. So you have to say Grambling had some issues on the field. The whole time they were drilling, we could not hear their sound. You can't face the outsides and not face the boxes the entire time you're drilling. So that was the problem. A&T, let me tell you what tickled me. A&T announcer said they're setting the standards for HBCU bands. Can I tell you how I fell out in the floor when I heard the announcer say that? Announcers kind of really throw bands all up under the bus. I think A&T did a very nice job. Are they setting the standards for HBCUs everywhere? Well, I'll leave that up for debate. But I think overall they did a nice job. Both dancer teams didn't do it for me. I told you I'm kind of over the dancer team thing. And it's kind of the same thing. And the crowds aren't even getting up for the dancer team. So you have an announcer who's yelling, the band who, they're doing what they do, but the dancer teams are just not getting it. A&T was the better drilling band. I think they were cleaner, better sound. Golden Delight is killing. Those girls are slaying on the field and the stands everywhere. So I give halftime to A&T definitely. The one thing I find funny is those new uniforms, those yellow drum major uniforms. Boy, oh boy, they have like this FAMU-ish kind of style. The drum major uniforms, and so they kind of on the field you can see them. But when you kind of get up close on them, you're like, what in the world are they wearing? I don't like the drum major uniforms. The band uniforms I like, but the drum majors, man, they look like Big Bird or something out there. I don't really like their uniforms.
I think I agree with that.
But overall, I give props to North Carolina A&T for a nice overall presentation. I do see the difference with Dr. Jones not being there anymore, but they're going to be okay. I think they're going to come up out of this next year.
That's outstanding. Christy Walker, the alum of the Blue and Gold Machine. Let me go ahead and start the clock here. What did you think about the halftime?
Well, there's really no need for you to even start the clock with me because I'm not going to have as much to say as Rashad and Bridget because I think they pretty much summed it up. Just a couple things I want to point out. One thing is I know that everybody's talking about how Thomas and Dr. Jones, how Thomas, leaving the program to head up his alma mater at Hampton, which I'm very happy for him, because, hey, it's your alma mater. Everybody is saying, well, it's going to leave a deficit in A&T's program. He did a lot for a program, but I think people are giving Thomas more weight than what he actually did. And I'm not trying to take away from him, and not in any way, but I mean, with A&T, the clock just, hey, one person leaving doesn't stop what we do. So, I mean, I just want to put that out there. Another thing is, I did not watch, and admittedly, I did not watch a lot of the fifth, and I did not watch a lot of the halftime. I think that Grambling did what they did, and I think that A&T did what they did. Like Grambling, to piggyback off of what Bridget and Rashad said, I'm not a huge fan of the dance girls being separate, and it's just too busy. I've always said that about Grambling. It's just too busy. And I agree with Bridget. They did not get up for A&T. They, I feel like they, like she said, they get up for Southern, and that's pretty much it. I mean, Grambling show really was nothing to write home about, but Grambling is, they're just not my jam. And I just, they're just not my jam, and that's my particular thing. But they did what they did, and I'm sure somebody out there liked it. With A&T, I agree with what Rashad said about the dance routines. A&T has not been a super dancing band. Even like when I was in school, I feel like the last time A&T was known for their dance routines was back in the 80s, to be honest with you. Not that, A&T's routines are slack, but, I like the fact that A&T does their theme show and they do it well. So, I mean, overall, A&T did what they did. Grambling did what they did. I mean, what can I say? And y'all know that I'm an Aggie, as everybody watching this should know. So I do come with a bias, and I'm gonna just be upfront with it. I did think A&T was better than Grambling, but that's just my particular preference.
That's all good. That's all good. I'll say something real quick, and then we go to break and talk about the fifth. Like we always said, there wasn't anything new that popped out, and that was the only disappointing part. I was hoping that one of the bands would do something new or do something that we weren't expecting, but A&T, I was kind of hoping that A&T did a little bit more of their theme. Like I wanted to see more. They did a basic traditional style show. They went into their A&T, and it wasn't as precise as I thought, but can't everybody be Jackson State? You know what I'm saying? But that's just one thing.
Wait a minute, how Jackson State get in it?
I'm sorry, you're right. I was joking. I was playing. I was playing, Christy. I was playing. But
can I just point out something real quick?
Go ahead.
Hashtag MEAC. That's all I have to say.
Okay. That's all right. I mean, y'all got to win sometime, because then we
Joe,
wouldn't even have a
nothing today, man. You must
I know. I know.
We won 2 out of 3 times. Let's be clear. We won 2 out of 3 times, and that third time, Central, with their penalty grab and sell, they messed it up at the end, but that's okay.
That's all right. I mean, it's okay. Your coach learned what he learned at Grambling first, and then he came and probably took all the swag knowledge over there to the MEAC. But, that's all good. We love each other. We all we got. So, yes, I'm excited for the MEAC. And like I said, my grandfather went there to A&T, Christy, so I'm excited for him. Only thing, though, is I love A&T and the hybrid style. I love seeing, like, them march backwards and keep their horn to the front. I think that's what Bridget pointed out. You definitely lose sound when you are, like, facing the end zone. And, you may not be, like, the loudest band. A lot of bands that I see, maybe like Southern or something like that, they don't suffer that the same. But everybody suffers that. But with A&T, you heard the same sound throughout the entire show. And that's because they keep their horns front. I really, really enjoy that. I wish I would see that more across the board. And that's a little bit, I guess it's a little bit more. You see it on the East Coast. But I really, really enjoy that. The only thing, like I said, I wanted to see more from them. Grambling was the same. I do admit Grambling has great energy. Like, they get out there, and then only thing the announcer kind of gets on my nerves a little bit. But they give really good energy, really good dance routine, and they march well. In this clip, I've also seen them not march as well, but this time they marched well. They did another step 2. I had to look back at the video from last week to see if they did the exact same drill, but it was a little bit different. It was a little bit of a variation, but it was still the step 2s from the middle and then coming back in. So it was kind of like the same format, So at least I gave their props for that. I think they changed their dance routine up a little bit. I just kind of wanted to see someone maybe go out the box because it was a Celebration Bowl. I wanted to see like somebody do a backflip or something. I wanted to see something crazy, and I was hoping. Yeah, I was looking for something because we kind of knew what the halftime show was going to be before we even did the show. I think everybody and all band heads knew that Grambling was going to dance while their dancers were dancing, and they were going to do the GSG. They did do a little bit of a variation when they got on the ground. They didn't just kick their feet up. They kind of like crossed over and kicked it up once. They did a little bit of a change there. So I guess I give them props for that. But A&T, I just wanted more. I wanted maybe more of a theme. I wanted them to show the world why they're considered one of the best halftime bands. But I thought it was good.
It would have been nice to see Cold Steel. I don't know that I've seen Cold Steel this year, and that's always been something that was really a good part of their show. That could have been something to bring out. Right.
And like my man Kyle was called in last week. Kyle was probably out there back in his day being Cold Steel. You know what I'm saying? He had friended me on Facebook, and I saw his pictures, and I was like, oh, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, I thought it was a really good halftime. The fifth, though, and we'll get into that here shortly. But I don't want to ruin it for the listeners. But yes, halftime, I think still it wasn't decisive, but I don't know. I still think Grambling put it up there. I don't really know who to call the winner in that one because they came with it. They had good energy. They didn't change nothing, but A&T didn't blow them out the water, which is what we expected.
Shout out to the trumpet though.
Yes, because somebody from Grambling was up there, like the whole time.
Come on,
but not in a good way.
I guess not. I get excited sometimes, even if it's out of tone. You know what I'm saying? Out of tone, but out of tune.
No.
I mean, it still get excited because I'm a trumpet player. But he was out there giving the business, boy. I mean,
why are you not laying into this trumpet dude? Why?
Well, you know Bridget probably done had enough.
It has to be about the band. I'm letting Joe get it out, but it has to be about the band. So the fact that you can point out one particular trumpet player saying that there's a problem right there, because it should be about the band sound, not just the one trumpet player. I feel like Grambling marched that show, especially their first drill, like we've done this before. The energy wasn't there. There was no excitement. You have to sell it every single time. Every time Beyonce get on the stage, I don't care how many times she's done Single Ladies, she got to sell it. Like, because there's people who haven't seen it before. Grambling didn't sell that show to me. The energy just wasn't there. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel their energy, and I didn't feel their excitement like when they were playing Southern or when they were at the SWAC championship. I just wasn't feeling it. They didn't sell it. But that one trumpet player, come on now, the hangover high one trumpet player, get over that. Let's get over that. It's not a solo.
I mean, it was loud and wrong. Like, it's one thing when you take something up an octave, but then, like, he was loud and wrong.
Clean it up, brother. I was crunk. You got me crunk, but just clean it up. Just clean it up a little bit, brother. You know what I'm saying? And we'll talk about that a little bit in the fifth too, because there was a couple of times I don't know if he was getting tired or if he was just frustrated about the game. But yeah, we'll get into that. Let's go ahead and take the break so we'll get it over with. And right before we go to break, I want you guys to know about my man Kevin Pete. If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate, please contact Kevin Pete of Remax Patriots. He will meet and exceed all of your needs. You can contact Kevin Pete at 951-858-5942. That's 951-858-5942, or you can email him at kpsaleshomes@sbcglobal.net. That's kpsaleshomes@sbcglobal.net. And he's my frat brother. He's one of the bros. He's part of my chapter. Shout out to you, dog. All right, let's go ahead and go to the second break. We'll come back and talk about the fifth quarter. You listen to the 90 Degree Show, and we appreciate you listening.
Your host, Joe Beard, and the 90 Degree Show will return in a moment.
Hey, bandheads, this is Christy Walker. I'm alumni of the North Carolina A&T Blue and Gold Marching Machine and one of the creators of the fifthquarter.com. And you are listening to the 90 Degree Show on the Marching Podcast Network.
Band directors, have you ever found yourselves in this situation? Showtime is quickly approaching. Your budget is quickly disappearing. Your music choices are narrowing. The equipment condition is wearing and your stress level is mounting. Stop what you're doing and contact Block Band Music and find out how we've got you. Check www.blockbandmusic.com, providing music, equipment, gear, and accessories to show style, core style, and traditional bands worldwide.
Hello, everyone. This is Joe Beard from the Marching Podcast. Is your school, club, or organization looking for high-quality decorated apparel to outfit your students, staff, club, or team? Tired of the same old boring white T-shirt? Are you in charge of the upcoming fundraiser or special event, but don't really have time to troll the internet for ideas or compare products? SAY can help with design and product selection. We can even assist with ideas on conducting an effective fundraising program. SAY can help you save time and get your message heard. So call 1-800-975-3156. SAY Marketing and Promotions.
Give your brand a voice.
And now, more of the 90 Degree Show with your host, Joe Beard.
Hello, everyone. We are back to talk about the fifth quarter between the Blue and Gold Marching Machine and the world-renowned marching band from Tigerland. Rashad, again, I'll start with you. We got to cut it down just because we're at the last 15 minutes of the show. But yeah, we got 3 minutes this time to talk about it.
My time.
So Christy, yes, she pretty much already said that NCAT was cranking on Grambling. My bad. My bad. Christy, you don't like NCAT?
Why don't you just say A&T? You know what it is.
My bad. I just like saying NCAT. I just like saying NCAT. But yes, North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University.
Thank you.
Rashad, what did you think about the fifth, brother?
Oh, boy. It wasn't... I'll say it was a blowout, but A&T wasn't 100% perfect. There were a lot of things that A&T needed to work on as well. And for the first time, I made a distinction in my mind between missed notes and wrong notes. And it was kind of a battle between missed notes and wrong notes here. A&T, a lot of the arrangements are a lot more difficult. And so you notice there's a lot of times where people are just playing the wrong note, particularly like in the arrangement of Week. It was a great arrangement, but you can hear like, that's the wrong note. That's wrong. Like there was something that happened right before that transition into Rain. That's a wrong note in the baritones. Versus with Grambling, you have missed notes, like particularly during their arrangement of Contagious, like the trumpets. Again, I demonstrated for everybody last week what was going on in those baritones and trumpets, and they didn't listen. And the trumpets are, and they're just everywhere. And it's like the trumpets so many times for Grambling, I swear, they sounded like I just fell on the top end of the piano. I mean, it's like multiple notes coming at wrong time all the time. Like they are just missing notes. They're not together. But let me give some props real quick to Grambling's trombones. Those guys, without a doubt, please pass this to the trombone section, without a doubt, the best section in their band. They deliver absolutely every time. The reason they do so, though, is they stay in the box. They're not trying to play stuff they can't play. They're not trying to play louder than they can play. They just play their notes, and they sound great every single time. So great job to Grambling's trombones. A&T had a lot of really strong arrangements that when I said it was a blowout, these songs made it a blowout. Like Week was great. Like T-Shirt was great. Love Don't Live Here Anymore. Those are great. Just gonna work on those wrong notes. And tuba sounded terrible in the beginning of Love Don't Live Here Anymore. Grambling, please fix these introductions. Like almost every introduction to every song sounded like dropping rocks. I mean, it was so many different entrances.
1 minute, sir.
Work on that, Grambling, please. A&T, let's go back since I got an extra minute. Let me get some more here. A&T, mellophones. What happened during White T-Shirt, man? The rest of the band sounded good. I mean, trombones, baritones, the White T-Shirt. I hate that song, by the way, because that song is about drugs, if you didn't know.
You talking about the Migos? You talking about Migos?
Yes, sir. Pretty much everything that Migos does is about selling drugs. But yeah, White T-Shirt is about selling drugs. But anyway, mellophones, like what happened? Like the rest of the band sounds great. Low brass sounds really good. And you guys are just slaughtering your part. Get it together. There was some really good stuff from the Woodwinds from A&T, a couple places. Love Don't Live Here Anymore, that was good. Gosh, it was another song where the Woodwinds were fantastic, and I can't find it.
10 seconds.
But again, it was a slaughter, not a slaughter, but it was definitely a one-sided battle.
Miss Bridget Bell, what did you think about the fifth quarter between A&T and Graham Fam?
Well, first let me say I love the exposure that avenues like ours is bringing to the HBCU band world. I think this is the first time that I know of, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, that a fifth quarter has actually been seen on national TV. So ESPN3 actually showed the fifth quarter, from my understanding. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like the exposure that they're kind of bringing, that we're bringing to to our craft. As I was watching the broadcast on ABC or whatever, I was in the hospital visiting a loved one. They kind of took time to break down zero quarter, the battle that happens halftime, the fifth quarter. That's really cool. That's really exciting that people are kind of getting into the band world. And I have to give props to, like I said, avenues like this, Marching Podcast, that's kind of putting it out there, and NBC Sports for picking it up. And so that was kind of exciting to see. The fifth quarter very easily goes to A&T. Both bands started getting tired, but overall, Grambling was tired. Their brass was tired. So you could hear the drop phrase, the drop tone. They were tired. They sound like it. And then at one point, if you're watching the video, you'll see a whole bunch of kind of students getting up conducting. I guess everybody wanted to play their song for the last game. And it sounded like the band didn't know it. I thought their song calling was really poor. Everything was slow. But literally, I was looking, I was like, who's conducting now? Who's conducting? It was like students coming up conducting. I was like, oh, y'all didn't get up for A&T at all. I think it was kind of disrespectful if you ask me. They didn't even pull out the best of their book for A&T, and A&T was giving it all that they got. So, yeah, but that's basically it that I have to say. Overall, I give it to A&T. I feel like overall the better arranging, better sound. The band played pretty well. They were a little tired too, but their duration, their durability throughout it I thought was better. So A&T, I think, was the better band overall.
Okay, let me say something real quick, and then Christy, I'll let you add a little bit if you would like to. This was probably the worst fifth quarter I've seen this year. Both bands, super thumbs down.
Super thumbs down.
Oh my God, the play calling was horrible.
Okay, can I say something?
Okay, go ahead.
Joe, that's exactly what I was going to touch on. I didn't think, so I feel like to the average person who's not a band head, like the four of us or the people that's listening, they would, it's great that they did televise it. I mean, yes. that was awesome. And Bridget, I do think it was the first time that I can recall them anybody televising a fifth quarter. So that's awesome. But I thought to the layperson, it was great. To people like us, I feel like the song selection was like,
I can agree with that.
I mean, I feel like A&T won on song selection because they did have the better songs. I do agree that both bands ran out of gas, and overall, I do think that Grambling they don't care. See, that's the mentality, the swag that really frustrates me. It's like they don't get up for anybody except each other. But hey, that's to their demise because A&T, definitely was the winner of the fifth on Saturday. So
yeah, I mean, and plus, I mean, we all know that the best of what you guys was bringing is like high school compared to us. So I mean, we know that we don't really have to get up for anything like that. But
that's
I was just joking.
Lying.
I was just joking.
This is
maybe
an unbiased show here.
Maybe a little bit. But I mean,
all that back.
I'm just playing with y'all. But I mean, we all know that.
You've been playing this whole hour. I've been playing. I'm just playing. You're not playing. You serious? You serious?
Maybe just a little bit. But I mean, we know that. I mean, if we throw a whole bunch of bands from the SWAC and we had like a SWAC versus MEAC thing, it would only be like bands from A&T, Cookman, and FAM. Would nobody else get in? But we would have an assortment across the salad bar of from the swag.
No, you wouldn't, Joe.
And
That's
it
not
would be
true,
the bomb.
Joe. That is not true.
Okay, so I'm just joking.
You would have a band of Southern and Jackson State. That's what you would have.
Prairie View.
And that's not
Texas Southern is the bomb.
I disagree.
Prairie View is the bomb.
I disagree. So
we would have the Screaming Dude from Grambling.
And they lost the battle of the band. Stop your feelings. What sucks this year? Let's be real.
But
you
can't
lost
go
the game and you lost the battle of the band.
All right, I mean, okay, so I mean, we agree there. But I mean, I love Grambling, so I don't want to like go in and say that was Grambling. But I mean,
they need an arranger. Grambling needs an arranger. That's what they need to do in the off season. They need to go hire an arranger. That was horrible.
Well,
I'm using student conductors and hire an arranger.
So we agree there. We agree there. I'm sorry, Grambling. Basically, both bands I felt had the slow, dragged out. Like Bridget said, they was tired. They were. And that got on my nerves. And especially when we talked about the boombox and they were playing for like 8 hours in the zero, and then they played for 9 hours and thing. But I'm sorry, I'm going off script here.
Black people get on my nerves. You get on my everlasting nerves, thinking you are superior than anybody else. Man, y'all.
I'll just play it, Christy. I'll just play.
We're gonna need some more time. Joe, ask them for more time. We need more time.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean,
the next show is gonna have to wait.
The thing that tripped me out was definitely the play calling, but I was disappointed in Grambling that they didn't take control of. I felt that they could have done a better job, but they didn't really show.
They controlled all year. They haven't controlled anything all year.
They could have though. Like the first song that A&T played, it was a little out the box. So I was already thinking like, bet this is close to like a march. This isn't something from the radio. I was like, okay, go get them, Grambling. Play a march or do something. They came back with Rockstar, and I was just like, oh, like da 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 da. And it's like a whole bunch of the songs was da 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 da. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just like broke my heart. I have to disagree with you, Rashad. I did not like Weak. Weak was just that. It was.
That was Weak.
What
about when they transitioned to Ring?
Yeah, that was whack too. Just go on the reality show. It was. I mean, I got my opinion, Christy. I just did not think it was all that good. And
about it. Tell me what was whack.
They modulated. Other bands, some bands don't modulate. Modulating is whack.
It was just not really good. And then I didn't think Grambling had any.
You didn't say what was not good. You didn't say what was not good. What wasn't good? Was it the arrangement? Was it the way the sound? What was it?
There was nothing good about it. Everything was bad about it. From the beginning to the end, the arrangement. And you got to remember that A&T sounds good, but they don't come out, especially in the fifth, and they don't like bust you in the face. You know what I'm saying? They're not really known to be a stand band. Let's be honest. They're not really a fifth.
You trolling. That A&T opened up real big. God, what song was that?
Yeah,
God, it was huge.
I would remember if they did, but they didn't. But the cool thing about them is that hold on. I'm not. I'm just giving my opinion. See, I have to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Or I mean, the truth of what I think. I do think that they have their stand choreography game down. Like if somebody go up, like they'll have like the woodwinds will do something and do. It's not like a whole bunch of people standing around doing their own thing.
You've been in California, so I just can't.
I gave them a compliment. But I gave him a compliment. I thought that was good. Like their dancing stuff that they were doing in the stands, that was together. But just overall, just both bands, I don't know. I was just really disappointed in the fifth in what I saw. And like I said, definitely there was nothing that Grambling threw back at them that made them, like even the people that were sitting in front of the band, they were just kind of just sitting there, just kind of waiting for everything to be over. Like, there was nothing that got everybody like jumping up and down. And almost a lot of the songs that Grambling was playing had those tuba breaks in them. And I think all of us have talked about those tuba breaks, and we don't care for those.
It's over it. Everybody is over it.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking, I didn't really know. I guess I would give it to A&T because they started out with the one song, and I think that they did sound better than Gremlin. So I just give it to A&T slightly, but I was really kind of disappointed that this was broadcast on TV and it wasn't that fire, that fire. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't hardcore. So yeah, I think we all kind of agreed on that. But I mean, Christy, I'm saying I was just giving my opinion, Christy. You know what I'm saying? East Coast love, CIAA. You know what I'm saying? We love y'all. So, I got the little notion here. I'm looking at the clock. Christy, I will start with you since you are a champion. You are our reigning champion here. We got 2 minutes before we close out. Any shout outs or any parting words here in this podcast?
Well, first off, I need a minute to just calm down because you done got my blood pressure up.
My bad.
Fucking that foolery. Okay, I'm good. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Shout out to my mom, my dad, my auntie, the rest of my family, the band heads listening. Sigma Alpha Yoda, Tau Beta Sigma, Kappa Kappa Psi, Phi Mu Alpha, Delta Omicron, Mu Phi Epsilon, A B C D E F G. I'm good. I'm sorry.
Bridget, anything to close out this podcast?
Yeah, so I didn't get to start the broadcast, so because of my sound issue, shout out to Tau Beta Sigma National Honorary Band, Sorority Incorporated, and Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, two sororities in which I belong. Also, big shout out to all the band directors that are heading to Midwest on tomorrow, this week. Look forward to fellowshipping with all the band directors at the International Music Conference that's there. So shout out to them, to the Edgewood community where I work. A big shout out. They just finished concert season. And to all of you, all our listeners, thank you so much. Have a wonderful holiday, whether you celebrate Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays to you.
Outstanding. Rashad, any parting words on this podcast?
Yeah, Joe, you've inspired me to do my own thing here a little bit. And so now a couple of my friends and I have a show called Color Commentary because we're all colored and we're commentating. So we talk about movies from a different side, as we say, and so that's pretty cool. So, Christy, if you think you're mad now, wait till you and I talk about how Star Wars sucks.
Okay, it did not suck. It did not suck.
That's all I have to say, Joe.
Okay, so right quick,
check us out on Color Commentary on YouTube and on Facebook.
So yeah, Christy, we love you, Christy. I love the MIAC. I love the MIAC, Christy.
No, you don't, Joe.
Yes, I do. I just didn't want your blood pressure going up. My bad. That's my fault. But thanks again. I agree with everyone. Have a happy Merry Christmas, or have a Merry Christmas. My bad. And have a Happy New Year. I can't even get it out. But thank you so much for all of the support that we've got so far. It's not over yet, y'all. We still got the Honda coming up, and we still got some other shows coming up to you during this hour. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor or a patron to the Marching Podcast, please contact the show, and we'll give you the criteria so we can start to pub your business using our platform. We have come to the end of our show, and happy holidays to all. Check out the website and donate what's in your heart to themarchingpodcast.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Thanks to you for listening, and remember, the lectures you deliver may be very fine and true, but I'd rather get my lesson by observing what you do. See you next time.
And that's it for the 90 Degree Show for this week. Tune in next week with Joe Beard, where the marching band battles continue.